Hi everyone, welcome to SQL Bro. In this video, we'll be learning history of SQL, what is SQL, and what is a database, and at last overall of SQL. A language created almost 50 years ago. Until now, it is the most demanding skill in IT industry. That is SQL. In early 1970, companies started collecting a huge amount of data, but there was a problem in managing or searching information. So in 1970, a scientist called Edgar F. Codd introduced the relational database model. You know that actually organized data into uh, tables with rows and columns. So after that, in few years later, in 1974, researchers at IBM developed a language called SQL, SEQUL, which stands for Structured English Query Language. That is used to interact with databases using commands, which like using plain English. Okay. Then after that, the name SQL was laterly, shortened to SQL. That was SEQEL. This it is SQL. Okay, that is we call that as structured query language. What is SQL? First of all, SQL is the standard language for interacting with databases. Okay, here databases are nothing but it is a structured collection of data stored on a computer, and it is a powerful tool for sorting and organizing data efficiently. Okay, so we can say in today you can find database everywhere, from your smartphone to your computer to the online services you use. So in more simpler way we can talk about that. Every app you're using today runs on data, and every piece of the data lives in a database. That's why databases are the backbone of the digital world. And SQL is the language that helps us communicate with them. Okay, different company choose different databases based on their needs. For example, banks often use Oracle database, and even Amazon uses Oracle database. Even Airtel company also uses Oracle database. If when we come to a MySQL, YouTube like used past, not I don't know about now. Like in early years, YouTube used MySQL, and GitHub uses, and any booking platforms uses MySQL. And PostgreSQL is presently used in Instagram, Spotify, and even Apple uses PostgreSQL. And let's talk about MongoDB. So MongoDB like will be it will be used by Adobe, Uber. Yeah, they'll be using MongoDB. We can say NoSQL. So we'll talk about NoSQL in upcoming videos. First, the main features of databases: efficient data storage. Okay, efficient data storage, and fast data retrieval, and efficient data management and data sharing. First of all, the fast data retrieval. This means fast data retrieval. This means databases allow you to access information quickly, like much faster than uh, reading data which stored in some spreadsheets or some files. And in efficient data management, database allow you to quickly insert, update, and delete data. So we'll be learning in upcoming videos. We'll be learning about insert, create, and update, delete commands. Then data sharing, like data sharing databases, enable multiple users and applications to access the information simultaneously. Okay, and there are two common database types. One is relational database management system, and another is document database management system. Okay, now when comes under relational database management system, this is actually the most common database type, relational database management system. It is the most common database type, organizing data into tables with rows and columns. So we can say, the popular RDBMS are somehow like PostgreSQL, MySQL, Oracle database. So these are some of the popular RDBMS. And when it comes to document databases or NoSQL database, so these types of database stores data as documents first of all, and in this NoSQL database there will be no relational database management system. It is, the popular document databases are like, MongoDB, Amazon DynamoDB, like that. So first of all, to interact with the data in RDBMS, you need to use structured query language or SQL. Okay. Next, SQL consists of three main parts. One is DDL, DML, and DCL. DDL, data definition language, basically deals with the database structure, creation and modification. Like for example, you can see create table, alter table, drop table, and more. And data manipulation, DML, provides statements to queries such as select statement and modify the data, like insert, update, and delete statements. In DCL, data control language, it includes statements working with user authorization and security, such as grant, revoke statements. In upcoming videos, we'll be learning about DDL, DML, DCL, create table. In upcoming videos, we'll be learning about this. And at last, overview of SQL. Let's see the overview of SQL. First of all, SQL stands for structured query language. Here I'll write structured query language. SQL stands for structured query language. Okay, SQL will actually interact with RDBMS. This SQL interacts with RDBMS. It allows you to create and maintain database structures such as tables, and after that, if you want to insert, update, or delete, and if you want to retrieve data from tables, so SQL is required. Next, SQL consists of three main parts. I've already said DDL, DML, and DCL. So this is about today's video more, and in the next video we'll learn our first SQL query.